Oh, here we are again with the Beat707 NXT. So, okay, I'm William and I want to talk a little bit about the Beat707 NXT. And I'm just going to do a short tutorial here on how it works, just explain a bit more about the product. So, it uses those ready available borders that you can find on eBay. And I'm doing the custom board that's going to connect to this one, because you need a custom board you can purchase on my site. And the custom board is going to be featuring a 80 mega chip and a flash chip. The Arduino here is just for programming, it's not used on the main board, and it runs on 3.3 volts. And what you have here, you get 16 steps. So you have the 16 steps, and you have 4 variations: A, B, C, and D. You can see here variation A, variation B, C, D. And you can adjust if you don't want to use all the 4 variations for 64 steps, and you can adjust any way you want. So you have the tempo, the pattern, the track indication here. And each step has 3 possible values: the off, on. Then for the on you have the accent track, or maximum force and minimum force. And what you have here, I can select all the tracks. We have 15 drum tracks, so these 15 tracks uses the accent track. This is the accent track. So the drum tracks are just on and off. And you also have 8 note tracks. So you have here the 8 note tracks. You are using the first one. And the note track, when you select a step for the first time, is going to ask which note and which velocity, and also the octave. So you can select here on the buttons the note that you want. You can also select slide, double, note off, and adjust the velocity and adjust the octave. When I hit OK, it's going to close the option, and you have the first step there. And if I select another step, it's just going to use the same value, unless I click and hold, then it opens the option again. So it's very easy to use. And on the drum steps, I have the steps using the velocity. This is the velocity from the exit track. But if I click on the button 5 and hold, I can force the maximum or the minimum velocity if I want. So it's a pretty handy feature. And you also have the double notes. So let's say I click and hold, you can see that another dot here appears. So now I have a double note. The double note is in between step note. So the steps are 116 and the double notes are 132. So you can have just the double note or the double note with a regular note. And this is the same thing for the note tracks. On this side here we have the play, the stop. And the great thing about this is it's using flash memory, but you don't have to worry too much, because it only writes the flash memory when you hit stop. So let's say I'm doing a lot of stuff here, and it's not messing with the flash memory at any point. It's just going to mess with the flash memory when I hit stop, and it's quickly as blinking, so you don't see it writing. So you have the play, the stop, the minus and the plus, so you can change values. Again, it's just going to write to the flash memory when you hit stop. The button number 5, if you hold it, you can select the force step option. So it cycles between maximum and minimum. Otherwise it's going to be off and the accent track. The button 8 is select which track you want to edit from the 15 tracks. And if you want a note track, just select 2 times, double click, and select the note track. The button 7 is for the pattern, so you have 8 banks of 8 patterns. So if I go here and select this one, it's going to pattern 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 goes pattern 8, and then I can go back and select pattern bank 2, pattern 1, which is pattern 9, or I can just click and release and it's just go to the next pattern right away. And if it's playing, it's going to wait until all the variations set for this pattern to play, and then it starts the next one. And all this is streamed from the flash memory, and it's very quickly, you don't miss a single step. I already did some testings playing everything at once, all the steps and everything going crazy, and it never halts. It's just pretty great. Even running at 8 MHz, but you have to think that 8 MHz is 8 million things done per second, so 80 mega is a very good chip for that. So okay, now on button 6 you can just click and release, and you can see the all variations elite now. Oh, all variations elite. So now I can edit all variations at one time. So anything I do now here is going to do on all the variations, not just the first one. So this is a pretty nifty function. It's like a mirror mode from the original Beat707. And if I click and hold, I can select which variation I want to edit, because if I don't have any selected here and I hit play, I'm going to edit what is playing. But if I want to always edit variation number 4, I just can hold button 6, select variation 4, and now I can slowly edit just variation 4 as it plays all the variations from memory. So now what else? The next step is the menu, because you have options for all this. So if I hold the button 5 and press button 7, I have the pattern copy, paste, and init. Let's see, that's init, so it blanks my whole pattern. If I hold 5 and press 8, that's the global menu. The first options are per track, so now it's asking me which MIDI channel for track 1. And buttons 7 and 8 are going to go to the next and previous option. So track note 37, if I select other tracks, for instance, the note tracks, there's no note, just the drum tracks. I can select which drum track. The accent track has nothing. Then I can also adjust the accent values. For value 1, MIDI velocity 80, value 2, MIDI velocity 100, and MIDI velocity 127. So you have the 3 accent here, which you can adjust. Then you have the MIDI processing for each layer. So you have the fade in, fade out, fade in and out, fade out and in, fade in on just variation D, fade out on just variation D, and run. So each track you can have these options and save it per pattern. Then you have the variations, if you want all the A, B, C, D variations, or just A, B, or A. Sync out, if it's going to send sync out. Which song number we are right now, you have 30 songs. And go to song mode. If I go to song mode, then I can adjust the steps and other things for the song mode. So that's pretty much it, unless I forgot to talk about something. Oh yes, the note tracks. So let's go to the note track. So this is note track number 1. If I click I think I already talked about that. I can do the steps, hold and select the number. Yeah, okay. I just didn't talk about the slide option. The slide option, if you have a hardware or software that supports auto glide, the slide option is great because then the note can slide the glide or not. But this will depend if your software or hardware supports this. And then you also have the double note, so it's going to do two notes for 132 instead of just 116. And I think that's pretty much it. You can check all the source code for the software on our site, beat707.com. You can pre-order the PCBs right now, and you really help us out getting this into completion. Because the next step, as I have the boards here, I'm going to make a laser printed plate that will hold everything together. Because right now I just glue it to a blank piece of wood here. But the idea is that to have a small laser cut display. So that's it. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.